Julian Assange's journey began in the early 2000s when he was primarily known as a programmer and hacker. His initial work included contributing to the development of various security tools and systems. However, it was the founding of WikiLeaks in 2006 that catapulted him to international prominence. WikiLeaks aimed to provide a secure and anonymous way for whistleblowers to leak sensitive documents, exposing government and corporate misconduct. One of the first major releases by WikiLeaks was the Collateral Murder video, which depicted a U.S. Apache helicopter attack in Baghdad that killed multiple people, including 2 Reuters journalists. This video highlighted the brutal realities of the Iraq War and garnered significant media attention. Later in 2010, WikiLeaks published the Afghanistan and Iraq war logs, comprising over 500,000 documents. These logs provided detailed accounts of military operations, including incidents of civilian casualties and potential war crimes. The publication of these logs intensified the debate over the U.S. military's conduct in these conflicts. The most significant leak came in November 2010, when WikiLeaks began releasing over 250,000 U.S. State Department diplomatic cables. These cables revealed confidential communications between U.S. embassies and the State Department, uncovering insights into U.S. foreign policy, espionage activities, and international relations. This massive leak strained diplomatic relationships and led to global repercussions. The U.S. government swiftly responded to WikiLeaks' activities by initiating legal proceedings against Assange. In 2010, Swedish authorities issued an arrest warrant for Assange over allegations of sexual misconduct, which he denied, asserting that the charges were politically motivated. Assange surrendered to UK authorities but resisted extradition to Sweden, fearing subsequent extradition to the US for his WikiLeaks activities. In 2011, WikiLeaks published files related to the detainees at Guantanamo Bay, revealing detailed information about the prisoners, their alleged ties to terrorism, and the circumstances of their detention. These files provided a rare glimpse into the controversial practices at the detention facility and fueled debates about human rights and the legality of the detentions. WikiLeaks also released the Spy Files, a collection of documents from surveillance companies showing the global surveillance industry's reach and the technology used to monitor communications. This series of publications highlighted the extent of government and corporate surveillance on ordinary citizens and political activists. The release of the Global Intelligence Files in 2012 included over 5 million emails from the Texas-based global intelligence company, Stratfor. The emails exposed Stratfor's confidential information-gathering methods and its connections with major corporations and government agencies. In June 2012, Assange sought asylum in the Ecuadorian embassy in London to avoid extradition. Ecuador granted him asylum, and he remained in the embassy for nearly 7 years. During this period, Assange continued to manage WikiLeaks and advocate for transparency and press freedom, but his health and living conditions deteriorated due to the prolonged confinement. In April 2019, Ecuador revoked Assange's asylum, citing violations of the terms of his stay. British police arrested him, and he was subsequently sentenced to 50 weeks in Belmarsh prison for breaching bail conditions. While in prison, Assange fought extradition to the US, where he faced charges under the Espionage Act for his role in the publication of classified documents. His legal battles attracted widespread attention, with supporters arguing that his prosecution threatened press freedom and the rights of whistleblowers. But what he is up to now? Let's find out. As of June 2024, Julian Assange has returned to his native Australia, marking the end of a prolonged and tumultuous legal battle. This conclusion came after Assange struck a plea deal with US prosecutors, pleading guilty to 1 count of conspiring to obtain and disseminate classified information. This deal effectively ended the threat of a lengthy prison sentence in the US, allowing Assange to return home. Upon his return, Assange's wife, Stella Assange, emphasized the need for privacy and recuperation after years of legal and physical challenges. She highlighted that Assange plans to enjoy simple pleasures like swimming in the ocean and spending time with his family. The extended period of confinement, both in the Ecuadorian embassy and Belmarsh prison, took a significant toll on his health, and his immediate focus is on recovery and enjoying his newfound freedom. Assange himself has remained largely out of the public eye since his release, with no detailed statements about his future plans. His supporters and friends suggest that while he may initially take time to recover, it is unlikely that he will completely retreat from public life or his activism. Although Assange's immediate future remains uncertain, his wife and supporters indicate that he will continue to advocate for human rights and freedom of the press. Stella Assange noted that her husband is dedicated to defending human rights and speaking out against injustice. However, how he will engage in these activities is yet to be seen as he adjusts to life outside of prison. Assange's potential involvement with WikiLeaks also remains uncertain. While the platform has been largely inactive due to his imprisonment and the freezing of its funds, it is unclear whether Assange will return to it, and if so, in what capacity. Assange's legal journey has had significant implications for journalism and press freedom. His case highlighted the tensions between national security and the public's right to information. The plea deal and his subsequent release have been viewed as a mixed outcome, a relief to his supporters, but a sobering reminder of the potential consequences for journalists and whistleblowers in the digital age. Assange's return to Australia was welcomed by his supporters and some political figures, including Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, who played a role in advocating for the resolution of his case. The Australian government's efforts underscored the international dimensions of Assange's legal saga and the complex interplay between national and international legal systems. Looking forward, Julian Assange is expected to continue his advocacy for transparency, press freedom, and human rights. His prolonged legal battles and the support he garnered globally have only strengthened his commitment to these causes. Assange's wife, Stella Assange, has indicated that he remains dedicated to defending human rights and speaking out against injustice. This suggests that he may engage in public speaking, writing, or supporting various human rights organizations to further these goals. While Assange's role with WikiLeaks remains uncertain, there is speculation that he may eventually return to some form of involvement with the organization he founded. WikiLeaks has been relatively inactive due to his imprisonment and legal battles, but his return could reinvigorate the platform. If Assange chooses to re-engage with WikiLeaks, it may be in a more strategic or advisory capacity rather than a direct operational role, given the legal and logistical challenges he has faced. Assange's influence in the realm of journalism and transparency will likely continue. He has become a symbol for many who advocate for the free flow of information and government accountability. His future activities might include participating in global discussions on press freedom and digital privacy, contributing to debates on the ethical responsibilities of journalists, and possibly advising on policy issues related to these areas. Assange's future may also be shaped by continued legal and political support from various quarters. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese of Australia and other political figures have shown support for Assange, which could help in any future legal or political challenges he might face. This support could facilitate his advocacy efforts and ensure he has a platform to voice his concerns and insights on global issues. In the immediate future, Assange is likely to prioritize his personal and family life. After years of confinement and legal struggles, he will need time to recover and adjust to normal life. This period will involve spending quality time with his family, focusing on his health, and enjoying simple pleasures that he was deprived of during his confinement. This phase is crucial for his overall well-being and for laying the groundwork for any future public activities. So that will be the end of today's episode. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this one. Thanks for watching.